12 News at 10 starts now.
And we begin tonight with breaking news. Phoenix police are searching for a mother and her 3-year-old daughter after they left their home near 44th Street and Baseline. Police say that they went to walk their dog and have not returned.
Phoenix police released these images showing 3-year-old Wednesday Guilford and her mother, 32-year-old Kendall Guilford. Officers say they were walking a black French bulldog. Wednesday was wearing a pink dress and had black shoes on. Kendall was last seen in a gray sweatsuit. Anyone with information is asked to call Phoenix Police.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. Tonight, we're digging deeper into a truly disturbing story. A man accused of sneaking into a Phoenix elementary school and sexually assaulting a young girl in an empty classroom.
It happened yesterday, and the suspect is a registered sex offender who's been on lifetime probation since 2022. 12 News journalist Bianca Bono is joining us outside live of the Phoenix Police Department. And Bianca, you found that he's violated his probation before.
Yeah, documents show he has been for years. The records we've been combing through all night are stunning, detailing years of probation violations. The big question tonight, why was he allowed to still be on probation? On Wednesday, as a student was buzzed onto the campus of Orangewood Elementary School through the main entrance, a registered sex offender walked in behind them, claiming to be a doctor. Records say he took a 10-year-old girl into an empty classroom where he sexually assaulted her.
The state believes the defendant is an extreme danger to the community.
His name is Abel Gabla, and court records detail the 25-year-old man's history with sexual misconduct involving minors. In July of 2021, he was arrested after police say he lured a 16-year-old co-worker to his house and raped her. She was autistic, had cognitive delays, and cerebral palsy. He was indicted on 4 felony charges, including luring a minor for sexual exploitation, a Class 3 felony, and child sex trafficking, a Class 2 felony. In October that year, he agreed to a plea deal, pleading guilty to his 2 lesser charges of sexual conduct with a minor, a Class 6 felony. He was given credit for time served, and by March of 2022, he was released from jail and sentenced to lifetime probation, registered as a level 2 sex offender. Court documents then detail a slew of incessant probation violations.
Certainly questions there, right?
Beth Goulden is a retired Maricopa County probation supervisor and chairwoman of the Arizona Sex Offender Management Board.
You're supposed to be treating someone as in therapeutically, but also supervising someone based on their risk. So you really have to get to the bottom of what their risk is.
In 2022, from March to October, Gabla allegedly missed meetings, used a smartphone, looked at pornography, lied about being around minors, broke a protection order, and left the state without permission. Arrested in Miami and given a 6-month jail term for the violations.
I'm curious if any of those behaviors were ever reported to the police to be investigated, because my first question would be why, if they were not reported to police, because those would be potential new crimes.
Upon his release, the violations continued, missing 22 sex offender treatment classes. A recent assessment describing him as the highest need for intervention. In September, he was given 2 months in jail, released just 10 days ago.
Those continued slap on the wrist don't really teach you to take that seriously.
As Gabla is now being held non-bondable for this newest and most egregious alleged probation violation, Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell addressing the case.
During the first case, I wasn't county attorney, and unfortunately I wasn't in sex crimes at the time. So I have many, if not all, of the same questions that you do.
And the defendant also has a $500,000 cash-only bond connected to his allegations out of Orangewood Elementary. As for the school, district officials tell us an employee is on administrative leave tonight as they investigate how this could have happened and review their safety procedures. We're live in Phoenix tonight. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Just a horrible situation, Bianca. Just disgusting. All right, thank you so much. Well, new tonight, an East Valley couple is asking for your help identifying these 2 men that you see here in the video. They tried to break into their home.
Well, that couple is speaking exclusively with 12 News journalist Chase Golightly. And Chase, thankfully they didn't get in. But understandably, this family is really shaken up by what happened.
Mark Creeby, they said these two guys were in their backyard for 10 minutes before they spotted the camera, stole it, and then left. Callie Morrow and Nico Ricchetti were fast asleep in their East Mesa home when just on the other side of their bedroom window were these two.
So creepy.
Both men peeking through those windows, even appearing to listen in to what was going on inside.
Super weird because they were like super comfortable.
They were doing this for about 10 minutes, not saying a word to each other the entire time until one of them, wearing a mask, noticed the camera. The other suspect throws his hat on and tries to cover his face. Then they take down the camera and steal it. It happened last Saturday at 5 in the morning. The couple didn't even realize what happened until they noticed their outdoor camera was gone and checked the footage.
She called me right away and was like, hey, we had guys creeping in our backyard.
I was freaking out. I was shaking. I'm trying to call him. I'm like, what in the world?
Because not only were they looking into their window, but also the windows where Ricchetti's 15-year-old son and 8-year-old daughter were sleeping.
It's very frightening.
While the suspects left without breaking in, what could have happened is all they can think about.
I can't sleep. I'm all looking out the window, freaking out. They're going to come back. You don't know.
Yeah, I'm not so worried about when I'm home, just when I leave.
Yeah.
I'm more worried for them and my kids.
Retired Police Chief Stan Kephart says that one security camera may have stopped the situation from getting worse.
It's highly improbable that they're going to come back to the same target.
Recommending homeowners have security measures like this, but says if you ever spot someone in your backyard, call 911 immediately.
Never confront somebody like that that's lurking around your backyard. You don't know what their intentions are. You don't know if they're armed or not armed.
He also says that if they do try to break in through the back door, to get your family safely out the front door as quickly as possible.
Let them get in. There's not anything in the house that can't be replaced except your lives.
Morrow and Ricchetti have since added more security cameras, motion-activated lights, and security bars for their windows, hoping this video will lead to these two getting caught.
Nobody thinks it's going to happen to them, and it does.
Now, the couple tells me they did file a report with the Mesa Police Department. They also hope that by sharing their story and, of course, this video, it will make others aware of situations like this. Mark Creeby.
All right, Chase, thank you. A missing Cordis Lakes man was found dead 2 days after being swept away by flash flood waters. Search and rescue teams located 74-year-old David Otero's body near the intersection of Big Bug Creek and the Agua Fria River. That's about 6 miles away from where he was last seen on Tuesday. Otero reportedly drove into a rapidly moving floodwater area there at the Cordis Lake when he was swept away inside of his car. A Good Samaritan and first responders tried to save him by jumping in the water, but the water surge was just too powerful.
A man has been charged with a hate crime after investigators say that he set fire to a synagogue in Casa Grande last March. The U.S. Attorney's Office says Everardo Gregorio has been charged with obstructing freedom of religion. You're looking at photos of the fire that he set. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, the portion of the synagogue that was destroyed includes the sanctuary as well as a kosher grocery store and restaurant that operated in the building. Gregorio is also facing an arson charge brought by the Pinal County Attorney's Office. He faces 20 years in prison, a $250,000 fine, or both.
All right, let's get to our weather impact forecast with meteorologist Lindsay Riley. And Lindsay, we got a little bit of a breather from this last storm system, but now we have another one moving in. When is that supposed to come in?
It's not going to be as potent for the valley. Now, southwestern Arizona could see some flooding tomorrow with up to an inch of rain. That's mainly for Yuma and La Paz counties. But here in the valley, we could see some light rain totals over the weekend. It's another Pacific storm. You see all the rain over Southern California, inching its way closer to Arizona. In fact, it is getting close to the Arizona state line, at least a few of the first rain showers. And again, southwestern Arizona tomorrow, it's going to be a very wet day. So here's our storm fast facts. Best chance for rain on Friday is southwestern Arizona. As we get into the afternoon, we'll have a slight chance here in the Phoenix metro. It's going to be light and brief, a lot more dry time than wet tomorrow. But as we get to Saturday, it will be dry through the lunch hour, even the early afternoon. afternoon. And then by the late afternoon and early evening, that's when we'll start to see a chance move into the Phoenix area, lower deserts as well. Some of that moisture may linger into Sunday, but then by Sunday afternoon, that precipitation shifts east of I-17. Colder air moves in and snow levels will drop to about 7,000 feet. We'll expect minimal snow accumulation for the high country. Could see a little bit more on the highest mountains, but tomorrow in Phoenix, it's a cloudy one. Temperatures starting off in the 50s. We don't make it out of the low to mid 60s with a slight afternoon shower chance.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
That was Arizona Senator Mark Kelly joining Democratic colleagues in a controversial video. The lawmakers, all of whom are veterans or former intelligence officers, are speaking directly to U.S. soldiers, urging them to ignore illegal orders. They also say, they also say that threats to the Constitution are coming from here at home. President Trump responded by calling the post, quote, seditious behavior. He added that seditious behavior is punishable by death. The post leading to strong reactions from leaders in both parties.
Let's be crystal clear. The President of the United States is calling for the execution of elected officials.
There is nothing more American than standing up for the Constitution. That's what we were doing. President didn't like it, so now he calls for us to be hanged.
And what I will say unequivocally, that was a wildly inappropriate thing for so-called leaders in Congress to do, to encourage young troops to disobey orders. And it's wildly inappropriate. And for a senator like Mark Kelly or any member of Congress in the House or Senate to be engaging in that kind of talk is to me just so beyond the pale.
Now, the key here is whether the orders are legal or illegal. Service members are only required to follow lawful orders. If a soldier follows an order that violates the law, they could face prosecution.